Get a chair for me.
If the good deal is a state of mind, why didn't any of you point out and verbalize that there's a $10,500 discount on this vehicle? Is the size of the discount part of the good deal perception?
Yes.
Now, there may be a reason. There may be a reason, because none of you did it. That's highly unusual. I love the way it's broken out here, that the deal is written up perfectly. Okay? I mean, I wish everywhere I went the deals were written up like this. Everything a customer needs to see or hear to create that good deal mindset is on this piece of paper, except for one thing. Okay, and that is the 14, carry the 1, 14. That's the $1,540 tax credit the customer's getting because he's trading his vehicle to you. By the way, is that real money?
Yes.
That's real money. But the customer knows that. No, the customer doesn't know that. Most of them don't understand tax credit. Back to my original question. Why didn't Ted? Why didn't you point out if there was a $10,500 discount?
I always try to stay away from the left side, or from my point of view, this side of the screen.
Oh,
I necessarily go over.
Are you afraid?
No, I'm not necessarily.
You're afraid, Ted.
So what we do, if they want to go ahead, sir, you already know that we have the $6,000 in rebates and the $4,500 you qualify for incentives itself. So right there, total. Go ahead, I have these options here for you with that $10,000 rebate, and then I just go right back to the amount that they have that they're going to pay monthly. So yeah, I do go to it, but then I touch back right back to payment.
Look, I'm not a big believer in going line by line by line by line by line. Okay, I'm not in on that at all. But I sure as hell am a believer in letting that customer know verbally. I might not even point it out. I might say, look, Tad, you got a $10,500 discount here, and in addition, because you're trading your vehicle into us, you're going to save $1,540 in taxes. Now let's go over here, okay? I'm not going to zip down this left-hand side for obvious reasons. One of the reasons you guys do as well as you do is because your management team's got the balls to write up a deal with some serious money in it.
Well, that's the thing too. I try to stay away from it because if we're trying to close a $1,600 tag fee, I gotta avoid that. I gotta hold gross and go back to the payment.
I understand.
So I try to avoid that.
Again, I'm all in on avoiding going line by line, but is it worth mentioning? And management, I need you guys to chime in here.
Well, the discount is definitely worth it. So if you look at your pencil, it says market value selling price, right, on line 1. The reason why it says that is so that you can show the customer, listen, this is what the market is doing. The market is selling this vehicle at this price. Oh, and by the way, I'm $4,500 less than the motherfucking market, right? So what does that do for you? You just made yourself relevant to what the market selling price is. The reason why you're in my showroom sitting in front of me is because of my discount under the market selling price. That's why you're here, right? So it's good to show them what the customer gets in return, right? So what's the point of separation between us and the other person? It's the discount, right? It's not the rebate. The rebate is a gimme. They're gonna get the fucking rebate.
Yeah, but at the same time, we don't give the customer too much credit. That rebate's still money that they're not having to pay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you can give something else, if you're showing something
Well,
else.
that's why I total it up, $10,500 discount. Because that's what they're not paying. All right, explain to me, Jonathan. Explain to me. Treat me like I've just come to work here. I'm an experienced salesperson, but now I need to do it. I need to learn your process. Explain to me how I'm supposed to work the customer for cash, if I am. Or maybe just come straight from the desk. I don't know. You tell me.
Most common thing is, sir, most people do not finance your taxes. Tag and deal with it. And sometimes you separate. So when they say, I have no money down, okay, that's fine.
But why would the customer say I have no money down?
That's like the
Because we asked.
That's the key. If I asked, Ignacio, how much money do you want to put down today?
About 1,000.
That's bullshit. You don't want to put any.
Yeah, but you're talking about in the pencil we write.
Okay, no, okay. Well, I'm going to get to the pencil in a second.
Okay.
I mean,
Initializing the pencils.
yeah, I'm a strong believer in putting down, having the desk control
Gotcha.
the cash. But I'm also a strong believer in, if the desk is going to work the cash, as a salesperson, I definitely don't want to ask them what they want to put down, because they're going to say nothing, or they're going to say very little. So then when I bring this out, it appears that I haven't listened to them. So if I'm not capable of working the customer for cash, and by the way, I would, before I ever went to the desk, I'd say, all right, Ted, I'm going to tell you, on a $66,000 truck, most of our customers are going to put down somewhere between 20 and 25%. In your particular case, that's $12,000 to $15,000. Did you plan on putting down $12,000 to $15,000, or did you have another number in mind? Well, by the way, it's going to be another number in mind, okay? But I'm never going to say, Ted, on this $66,000 truck, how much would you like to put down today? That's as dumb a question as asking a customer what they think their vehicle, their trade-in's worth. What percentage of the customers know what their trade-in's worth? Zero. Zero would be the right answer. Okay? The reason we don't get cash down from customers is we ask dumb-ass questions. How much you want to put down today? They don't want to put down anything. How much do I want to put down today? Nothing. But you know what? If somebody says, hey, in order to put yourself in the best financial position, you're going to want to put down 20 to 25%. That's $12,000 to $15,000. Did you have that number in mind, or did you have another number in mind? Well, I had another number in mind. Okay, we're going to do it your way, but let me tell you what happens. When you put down 12 to 15 grand, you lower the balance to finance. And that is the key to your financial well-being. Because when you lower the balance to finance, well, shoot. You know what? I do not use that word because the customer doesn't understand it. I'm going to guess that 3/4 of the population does not understand the definition of equity as it pertains to an automobile. In fact, 3/4 of the population doesn't think it's possible to have equity in an automobile because they don't understand all the meanings of equity. They think an equity is a stock. So I don't say equity, I say the more money you put down, the lower the balance to finance, the quicker you can trade it if you want to. Because they can understand that kind of language. I don't say you pay it off quicker, because I'm having a tough time finding people these days who have ever paid off a vehicle. The more money you put down, Jonathan, the lower the balance to finance, the quicker you're driving a vehicle with no car payment at all. And by the way, you're going to save yourself a pile of money in finance charges. You're going to have the option to shorten the term, which saves you another pile of money in finance charges, which lets you trade it sooner if you want to, even sooner. And my gosh, when you shorten the term and you lower the balance of finance, good heavens, you are driving a vehicle with no car payment. And by the way, the lower the balance of finance, the lower the initial car payment is too. So if 12 to 15 grand doesn't work, how close can you come?
5 grand.
5 grand or 2 grand or one, whatever they say. Do you think if you do that every time, you're going to get more out of them than they were planning on putting down initially?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then look, I'll take 1,000, but I promise you, when I bring back the numbers, you're going to want to put down some more, because nobody finances their taxes and fees. Okay, so now when Jonathan or somebody pencils it for me, I don't have to worry about looking like an idiot. Now, everybody's told me to pick a payment. There are 18 payments on this sheet of paper.
Great point on that. Can you elaborate? Because we have a problem with that when it comes to payment. Everybody's favorite number is either no money down, and what's the other number? $200 a month. $200 a month. Now, can you help me out so they? Because that's the thing that I enforce a lot with them. How do you do? So
okay.
You don't ask them what the payment is.
Okay, let's back up an hour and a half. Okay, you just meted and greeted me. Okay, you just meted and greeted me. All right, we're having a good old time. I'm digging you. I came in to see this truck, and I happened to mention that I got a vehicle that I'm going to replace. And by golly, if you get right on that trade, I'll trade it to you. Are you going to ask me what I'm paying for my vehicle right now?
Like your monthly payment?
Yeah, are you gonna ask me what I'm paying?
Yes.
Everybody? Okay, good, good.
How'd you get that payment done?
Not just that, but here's the key question. I'm paying $505 a month right now. Where will I go on my next
So
payment?
you know that you're gonna pay $100 to $200 more in this new vehicle.
Statistically,
more money than
people,
yours.
when they trade a vehicle, their payment is gonna
$150.
You going from
but-
an Ultima to a Pathfinder, bigger vehicle, does need bigger.
Forget it. No, forget all that. Forget it because you look. You gotta get an idea of what I can pay before you ever take me to this vehicle, right?
Yep.
Or otherwise, I'm gonna go. Shit, that's doubling my payment. I can't do that.
So would you ask them like, so
We'll get a chair.
how does your current payment fit in your budget?
No, no. I'm making my payments right now at $505.
200 bucks.
The average bump, and this is for people who have filed bankruptcy and are coming in here and having to go down. This is for people that win the lottery and go up $600 a month. The average payment change every time someone buys a car or a truck, and this is new and used, is $125. So if you tell me you're paying $505, I'm going to say, well, if you're like most of my customers, I'm guessing you're looking to go somewhere between $650 to $700 with your next payment. I'm going to set the bar. Now, I'm going to get any number of responses. No, Steve, shit, I just filed bankruptcy and went through a divorce. Okay, well, by the way, when do you want to find that out?
Right away.
Early. Or he goes, well, no, I'd like to keep it around 600. Well, if someone says they'd like to keep it around 600, what will they pay?
670.
Yeah, they'll pay a lot more depending on how good a job we do of selling the vehicle. But here's what I get from salespeople all around the country. Well, they're going to want to stay the same or go down a little bit.
I hear that every day.
But you know what? That's the salesperson's opinion, not the customer's opinion. Ask them what they're paying now. Hey, that's a terrific payment. You must have put down some serious money to get a payment that low on that type of vehicle. Well, I did, as a matter of fact. I had some equity. Good. Good. Do that again. But if you're, yeah. But if you're paying $505 right now, if you're like most of my customers, you're looking to go somewhere between $650 and $700 with your next vehicle, right? Well, I'd like to keep it around $600. But if you ask them what they want to pay, what are they going to say? I'm going to keep it right around the same thing.
They say 200.
I said 200. They were saying 219 fucking 78, okay?
still say that
No, they can't.
I swear to God.
So you said this Infinity is gonna be $250 a month?
They only be $200 a month. Everybody.
Steve, are you saying to do this out on the meet and greet on the lot, or when you're doing needs analysis inside?
You should be asking them for their paperwork anyway when you're at their car, right?
Well, right.
So at
Right.
their paperwork, you're going to see what the finance is.
But are we asking?
There is no one particular spot. If I'm doing an early trade walk, I'll say, hey, what's your month? When's your next payment due on this one? The 15th. How much will it be? $505. Okay. Now I won't even say anything then. But a few minutes later, I'll say, well, okay, if you're at $505 now, shoot, you probably want to go $650, $700 with your next vehicle.
Yeah, it'd be smooth.
And some of these analysis,
Say again.
some of these analysis.
Different, and then these analysis very different.
I did make sure I looked at one of those sheets before I leave today.
That's why.
Take the info package.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a discrepancy.
Okay. All right. What about the? With this vehicle, we're buying their vehicle for $22,000. Okay. That was the 7% state tax state.
6% for
7%.
Pasco.
So,
Isn't it 6% for Pasco?
Just use 7.
Florida, 7%.
I try to make sure that they're getting a great deal, that they don't go to Courtesy in Hillsborough.
If Pasco ain't Florida, I'm
okay. I'm glad you're thinking that way. But
Positivity, man. The whole fucking
yeah,
place.
I'm glad you're thinking that way. But right now, I'm saving $1,540 by trading the vehicle in. Right? Is that a good number for the customer? Oh, I think I recognize this. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. Is that a good number for the customer?
Yes.
Why wouldn't I voice that? And because you're trading the vehicle into us, I don't say it's going to happen anywhere you go in the state of Florida. Because you're trading the vehicle into us, you're going to save yourself $1,540. I told this morning's class, I shopped for a car in December for the first time in 10 years. Not that I haven't had new cars, but I just would go to my brother's Honda store and pick out a new Pilot every 3 years. This time I didn't want the new Pilot. And I had a Pilot. I could have sold it myself. I'm a car salesman, so it wouldn't have been hard for me to sell it myself. Did I sell it myself or did I trade it in? Why?
Time and effort.
I looked at what I could get for it. Best case scenario. I'm in a 7% state too. It wouldn't have been worth my time. Best case scenario, I might have made $450. People don't know this. A friend of mine, this is several years ago, bitching about car dealers. Them sons of bitches won't give me what my car's worth. So I put it on eBay. I said, how long has it been on eBay? He goes, 3 months. I said, okay. I said, Charlie, maybe if the rest of the world doesn't think your car is worth $26,000, maybe the dealer wasn't that far off. Well, the best number I got was $21,000. If I'd have gotten 22, I'd have done business. I said, Charlie, you're in a 7% state. I said 21 plus 14 or 1,500 bucks, you were over 22. This is a guy who's older than I am, has homes in Atlanta and Hilton Head, has been very successful, has bought a lot of cars, but he doesn't understand how the tax credit works. If that salesperson at that Nissan store, because it was a Nissan store he went to, they offered him 21 instead of 22 or whatever he wanted, if they'd have said, hey Charlie, you're getting 21 plus 7% of that's for another 1,400 bucks right on top of it, he'd have bought a car 3 months before then. I guarantee it. It happens every day at every store in this damn market. Customer doesn't, they can't quantify the tax credit. True or false? If we pull this trade out, does not the price go up by $1,540? Yeah. Not because we changed the price. The taxes go up. Customers need to hear this stuff. Okay, back to 18 payments. Asking a customer to pick one of 18 payments is not a good idea. Too confusing. Now, let's talk about how we differentiate. Do we do lease payments on every single new vehicle?
No, that's bullshit.
Okay. All right, and by the way, I'm not saying you should either.
Well, Cardone tells us that we should.
Well, nobody believes in leasing more than I do. Okay, I think 75 or 80%.
That's how you make your money on new cars.
No shit. I think 75. That's how we create massive numbers of repeat customers too. You know what the number one factor is when it comes to determining whether a customer is going to buy another vehicle from you?
Lease.
The term of the finance contract, which by the way, there ain't many 36-month purchase contracts leaving here or anywhere else.
84 is horrible.
84 is 1%. Well, you're not going to see those. You're going to see those people, and when you tell them they're like $12,000 upside down, they're going to blame you. Okay? They're not going to blame themselves for putting down no cash and financing it for 10 years. They're going to blame you, and they're not coming back here. Ford Motor Credit did a study. 24-month lease, 87% of the time the customer buys their next vehicle from you. 36, it's like 69%. 48 drops into the 50s. 60 drops into the low 40s. 72 into the high teens. 84, 1%. So, again, how do we determine whether the customer is going to get lease payments or not?
It's when the desk does their job, based on what they learn, they do it like that.
Okay.
When they don't do their job, they just give them the retail.
Okay, and by the way, if you hand this to me, I've got no problem with it. I like it, but I would want to have discussed leasing with the customer earlier. I don't want to have to explain leasing to them at this point. Okay? Because what I do is I create confusion. What do confused people do? They leave. They leave in their own car. They don't buy our car. So, with that in mind, I'm just for the sake of demonstration right now, I want to reduce these 9 purchase payments to 3. Why? Because it makes it easier for the customer to say yes. I still get the alternative choice close. So I'm going to say, Joey, we talked about the cash down earlier. I told you 5,000 puts you in the best financial position. By the way, I don't say lender requires or lender recommends. Who gives a shit what the lender recommends? It puts you in the best financial position. All right? Does 5,000 still work for you?
Yep.
Okay. Now, here are your choices. Nobody else in Florida is going to show you an $1,170 payment on this Titan, but I'm doing it for a reason. Number one, you've been busting my chops all day wanting to save money. Am I right?
Yep.
I'm going to save you a pile of money at 48 months, and I'll tell you exactly how much in just a couple minutes. Number two, this is going to put you in a position where you have no payment on any truck. Okay, you're going to be driving a payment-free truck sooner. And number three, if you decide you want to trade it sooner, you've got the freedom to do it at 48 months. But at 72, shoot, we're realists. This payment right here is way more comfortable, but it's also more flexible. You can gain many of the same benefits you can up here. Just do it in your own time frame. There is no prepayment penalty. And right here at 60 months, that's the best of both worlds. Now, when I told you I could save you money, I saved you $10,500 over here. I can save you another $2,612 by going 48 months. Pick the payment that works best for you.
The 72 month one works best for me.
Boom. Okay, it right there. Off we go.
He didn't go back to the desk. He didn't cut the deal.
No. Now let me ask you this. Shoot me straight. Where are my desk managers? I've only got one in here.
Yusuf.
Are you sending 72 months out on the first pencil?
I sent the 36, 48, and 16.
That's because you're a man and you're not afraid.
It defaults to that on purpose.
Oh, that's okay. This is true.
I defaulted it on purpose to that.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If you are doing me a great favor as a salesperson to do that. Now, as a salesperson, you got to have the balls to be able to take high payments out there.
I think they got traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
Oh, you got a lot of practice.
Okay, good. By the way, you're not making the payment.
Nope.
Okay? And is it better for a customer to finance it at 36 months rather than 84?
Yep.
They save a pile of money. They have no payment on any vehicle sooner. They can trade sooner. Everybody lives happily ever after. But again, I'm under no illusions about 36. But if you take 36, what's it, 36, 42, and 48 out?
36, 48, 60.
36, 48, 60 out. Look, we're not going to move Tampa back to short-term financing, but how good does 66 and 72 look on that second pencil? But only one of you attempted to tell any sort of payment story. This sets up so beautifully to tell not just a good story, but to tell the absolute truth. A short-term payment does what? Remind me again what a short-term payment does for a customer?
Saves you money.
Saves you money. By the way, how did I come up with that $2,612 savings?
The savings and interest by shortening the term.
Yeah, but how did I do the calculation?
Oh, you just figured out how was the total of payments here and the
Bingo,
total of
bingo.
payments here?
Yeah, the math is really simple. I always have to do it before. I'll do it at the desk though. When Jonathan hands me this, I'll do the math and write it in little numbers down here, so I can tell the customer exactly how much the short-term payment saves them. All right. So it saves them money. What else does it do short-term?
Vehicle payment free soon.
Don't people like to hear driving a vehicle payment free? Yeah. Fuck, I'd like to hear that. Okay. What else? Forget the word equity. I'm telling you, and here's why. I get so many comments on my YouTube channel telling me that equity is a bullshit thing, that I'm lying to the customer. Okay, because they don't understand the definition of it. There's more than one. There's like 6 definitions of equity. Most consumers don't understand it as it pertains to our business. But it means you can trade sooner. Trade sooner, save money, drive payment free. Are those 3 good things? But by the way, there's no such thing as a bad term. If you got 184 months here, I got a good story to tell about 184 months.
$72 a month payment.
Well, yeah. But what's the long-term payment? What's good about it?
Cost less.
It's more comfortable. And more
You'll
flexible.
always have a payment anyways.
And you can always pay more.
That's-
Have the payment low for the times that you know it. You got birthdays, you got Christmas, you got whatever.
There's no
but
pre-
if you have some more money,
There's no prepayment penalty?
no
No,
prepayment
paid off early.
penalty.
Go ahead.
Yeah, pay it off early.
I
when
think
you get
next
the
year
chance,
you're
just
gonna
throw
go
a couple
104
grand
months.
in
That's
it.
what
Yeah.
I'm reading.
You said your last vehicle, you were already paying $380, and now we got your payments down to $75 a month. You can pay the $380 on that, it's not early prepayment.
That's fine.
Thank you, Richard.
Fair enough? Sounds like-
All right, so are we in agreement that telling the payment stories is a worthwhile story?
Yes.
Okay, are we, and I'm not surprised to hear that you guys send out short-term payments on the first pencil, that's terrific. We never do zero down on a first pencil, do we?
No.
No.
Be amazed how
The
many.
first pencil shows, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, what you need to do to get to their potential payment. The first down payment shows what they need to do to get to their potential payment that they were trying to.
Okay, explain to me how that comes out. How do we determine what type of payment the customer is trying to get to?
So essentially, when you do the needs analysis, where are you at right now?
505.
Okay, so that means all my customers on an average are between 625 and 700. So that means you can get.
I'd like to keep it around 600. So that's how it comes out?
Okay, so
Okay,
600.
okay.
So this down payment is what's going to get you to $600.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfectly good sense. Okay, now, Joaquin,
Yes, sir.
you did a magnificent job of letting me know all the value that was included.
I learned that from your video.
Okay, well, and you did a terrific job. You left out some things, but you got the gist of it. What Joaquin did, well, you know what?